you meet NBP, and then you end up with the amazing song for Shelton Benjamin. Walk us a little bit through how you had gotten connected to do that theme and kind of what your thought was with creating a theme for Shelton.
Man. So yeah, like this is, let me think. MVP hits me up on like a Monday night, and I think it's right before Shelton's about to debut. And he says, "Hey, I just heard Shelton's music and it sounds like something from Final Fantasy." And I was like, "Really?" He's like, "Yeah, it sounds like an epic boss theme from like a Final Fantasy or like a big role-playing game." And I was like, "Okay, go on." And he's like, I told him this needs like an epic rap. And Shelton was like, "Well, I don't know anybody who can do an epic rap." And MVP's like, "Well, I do." And he kind of pitches me like, "Man, you got to hear Mega Ran. I think he's great for this kind of thing." And then he connects me with Shelton. And so I hit up Shelton and I'm like, "Hey, I need to get from you like what you want to hear in this song, what you want this to be like, what to feel like when you come out there." And he's like, "I want it to feel like I'm not playing any games and I'm here to hurt people." And I'm like, "Okay." And he's like, "Yeah, I want like some Tekken vibes." And I was like, "Oh, Tekken? Oh, okay." And he loves Tekken, and his favorite character is Heihachi. And Heihachi's like the old man who you don't want to mess with. So when I was like, "Well, what does Heihachi say?" And he's like, "Well, Heihachi has this one line where he says, 'I'll snap you like a twig.'" And I was like, "Oh, that's badass." And I'm like, "Should I work that into the lyrics?" And he's like, "Yeah, please, if you can." And I'm like, "Absolutely." So I start with that, and then I'm start working on these couplets of rhymes that work with that. And I'm seeing, and it's a bit of a challenging rhyme from a rap perspective to say "snap you like a twig." So now can I do a 5-syllable rhyme to make that work? Yes, I can. I'm a master in this biz. I ain't chatting with these kids. I'll snap you like a twig. And so that was a really fun challenge to be able to work in exactly what he wanted and then to be able to kind of flex some creative muscle around that. So super fun. And yeah, so I just went from there like, all right, well, we're going to go super heavy, braggadocious, bone breaking lyrics over this big epic theme. Man, when I was done, I was like, "Oh, I think he's going to like this." And then I said it to him and he's like, "Oh my gosh." He's like, "This is the best theme I've ever had, dude. Like ever." Like, and we all know him for Ain't No Stopping Me Now, and, respect to my goat, Jim Johnston, but for him to be like, "No, this song really encapsulates me better than anything I've ever had. And I love it." And I was like, "Okay, excellent." Like, I'm like, "All right, we got his approval, then we're good to go." And it's funny because even at the beginning, I wrote a little article about it, but Mikey Ruckus was like, "You know what? I might be able to like really get a kick out of him if you say 'Ain't No Stopping Me Now' on the song." And then I talked to him about it and he was like, "I don't think you need to say 'Ain't No Stopping Me Now' on the song." And then I was like, "Okay, all right." Mikey Ruckus thought that would be funny. And he was like, "Nah, I'm trying to move past that. It's fine." And and so I did record in the session. I just kind of said it in the beginning of the song, "Stopping me now," kind of sarcastically. And I'm like, if he wants to keep that in there, he can. And then of course he did. He kept it in there. So as the track starts, it's me saying, "Ain't no stopping me now." Um, and that was just me, just an ad lib. But but man, the first time I heard him come out to that song, like I got goosebumps. I was like, whoa, like the entrance was amazing. The colors, him looking like $1,000,000, like MVP right there, and kind of with this like proud smile on his face, like as he presents Shelton. It's just like, yeah, like you don't know what you're about to get into right now. You're about to see a special thing. And just to be a part of that, it's just been amazing, absolutely amazing. So yeah, man, shout out to both of those guys, to Mikey and to Shelton. And it wouldn't have happened if Shelton didn't enjoy it. Like, so I'm just really proud that I was able to make him happy with that.
And you know what? I think we've all known that Shelton Benjamin's one of the best. And, me as a fan, I've always wanted to see him really have just a spotlight that no other person has shined on him. I'm very much a Shelton Benjamin fan. And, his music has been good over the years, but the second he came out to that, the presentation that the Hurt Syndicate has, but especially Shelton Benjamin, he's getting so much shine right now. He's getting so much of a different presentation than he's ever had, right? He's beaten people definitively. He's got this amazing theme that you guys worked on. And I would argue to say that this is probably within his career, the biggest that Shelton Benjamin has ever felt, and like the biggest threat and the biggest deal that he's been in a wrestling company, in no short part, because even before he hits the ring, you hear this theme, you hear these lyrics, you hear this beat, and it's just, it has such a different feeling to Shelton Benjamin. And we're all excited that Bobby Lashley is with it. We're excited about the Hurt Syndicate. But I remember that obviously this is what the setup was for, right? But I remember being like, man, you know what? If it was just Shelton and it was just MVP and MVP was just Shelton's mouthpiece and this is what we got, right from that initial presentation, I was like, you know what? We're here, man. Let's do it.
Yeah, I'd be fine with that. Shelton could have easily been the final boss. You know what I mean? Like, I
Yeah.
would be okay with that.